Hi guys, Philip here. Time to show off Incarnate Module 006 as it works in 034 of Foundry. The biggest change this time is the loot distribution sheet that we added. So let's start off with that. So the goal of the loot distribution sheet, which you can activate by going to Sheets and selecting it. The goal here is to be able to very quickly get your XP, to split up your items and your money, and be able to then distribute that to your players in a way that records it so that you know who got what in the future. So let's start off. It's saying they fought a couple of bugbears and the swarm of snakes, and you can see that the XP is moving up with each of these. And once we have all of this together, we can edit and modify it. So let's say the hide armor was destroyed in the combat, but they happen to be carrying something special. So we come over to our equipment browser. Well, we decide how special we want. I'm going to say we want it to be really special, but let's make recommended drop level, max that 3, so we're going to look at lower level stuff. Let's throw in a Ring of Ram. Next we drag in our players. And however many there happen to be. If you have lots of screen space, feel free to stretch this nice and big so it's easy to see everything. And you can drag these back and forth, but if you come over to loot distribution and go to permissions and give your players an observation status, they will be able to drag these back and forth as well. So they can talk about, I want this, I want that, you got this, and give me so much of the money. All of those fun negotiations. If you want to just split the coins evenly, you can just click split coins. It does the math for you. If you want, you can always manually override this. Like, let's say Hadar is not going to take any of the items, so he wants all of the gold. Of course, then he needs to not take any of the items. And let's say they happen to agree that this was a fair split. Personally, I think that... Oh. There we go. Let's say they happen to agree that this was a fair split. Personally, I don't think it is, but if they agreed on it, you could click distribute. Let's open up Talia. So you can see here on the inventory that the gold's not going to change because she doesn't have any. Let's fix that real quick. Let's put in she gets 10 platinum, just so you can see what would happen. Cool. So there's going to be 10 platinum coming here. This Ring of the Ram is going to come into the consumables section, and it's going to increase your XP above that. And sure enough, it does exactly that. Now you're also going to see that right now it says that 25.5 gold value. If we open this, it's going to say 935 because she took that Ring of Ram. It's remembering that. So next time, if there's multiple value items, you're like, but you took something valuable last time. Let's give it to Hadar or Farron this time. So that's the big change. And you can imagine how nice it would be if you were in a combat and there was an option saying that allowed you to have all of these guys in combat, and when you mark them as dead, and let's say you had some players in there as well. Now wouldn't it be nice by clicking the end combat and confirming, or maybe end combat, and there's a button in there that says generate loot distribution sheet, and it takes all of the items and XP and money off of the dead things and drops into a parcel and puts our players in there as well. That's going to be super nice. Not there yet, but hopefully in the next update or two we'll get there. The other big thing the Incarnate System does is the Windham Generators. This is huge for game masters when they walk into a bar and they want to talk around to things, and they start talking to the groom that stables their horses that you weren't expecting them to talk to. And we could just roll this up real quick. It's going to give us the very basic broad brush strokes. I'm getting close to the point where instead of it coming in as a journal entry, it should be coming in as an actor that's combat ready, with all that same information, but also having a stat block. It's kind of complex. Hopefully in the next couple of months that'll be ready to go. And of course we have other bigger things. If we want an entire city, let's say a village. It's very nice. There's lots of other options we have here based on the size, you can see over here. That big span thing you're seeing there is just, it knowing that it needs to create a random name. So we're making progress on a lot of these. For your players though, they probably don't care as much about that because that's more of a game master tool. They probably care more about character creation. We've done a lot to help with that as well. So let's create a new character. Cradle. When we come over here, we have a background browser and we can search for just the backgrounds and choose one we like. And then we come into our classes. And again, you just choose what you like and you drag it in. You'll see that in the feet section, it gave us the feet its shoe fits from the cobbler. It's also filled in our inventory with those. But it hasn't given us any of the druid stuff because level 0 druids don't actually get anything. But level 6 druids get a lot of stuff. Now it's not going to automatically fill your spells, so let's do that. Druids are preparation based. For the sake of time, I'm just going to do the level 1 druid spells. You can see that it does take a while to churn through, but it does come in then. And yeah, I didn't have to click and drag each of those, so it was much faster and it's a whole lot more convenient. If we did all 1 through 2, 3, it may have taken 20 or 30 seconds. Not that bad when you're building a character, but not the best for making a video. Continuing on, let's then choose our race. And let's do something. I want to make sure I have at least 60-foot dark vision. Do I want 120? Sure, I'll take 120 dark vision and be a grey dwarf. And you can see that it gives you a bunch of feats over here. Ooh, I get magic? Level 3 and level 5. So if I bump this up to 5 and then come back over to the spell book, we'll see that it did give me the enlarge, reduce, and invisibility from Drago. And they are prepared while all of these other ones that we drug in are not prepared. And so we could go through our druid and we'd get our wisdom modifier. Let's assume that we actually had a decent stat in that, plus the druid level. So we'd get prepare 8 of these and you just check them off. Nice and easy. And once you're done, they'd all be prepared and good to go. You'd be done with your spells. Let's come on over to our inventory because you're noticing we're not getting any of our class items. So let's open this up. And Circle of Transformations. I have to scroll down a ways because it has all of the archetype abilities listed at the top. Okay, here's our starting equipment. Let's say we want to take the wooden shield, the scimitar. We get a leather armor, and we also get the explorer's pack. And finally, we get a Druidic Focus. Druidic Focus, though, is a general term, so we're going to need to come into Subtype and go down to D's, Druidic Focus, and it means we get one of these. Same with if we'd chosen a simple melee weapon up on one of the earlier options. We would have had to come in here and look it up. So let's say we're doing the wooden staff. Cool. So that gets through storing items. Skills. Skills are not yet automated. I have some ideas for that in the future. So you see off there, you see that our background gave us insight and stealth. And a choice of language. Let's see what our dwarf gave us for language. How am I looking here? It'd be so much faster to find over here. Languages. Our dwarf gives us Common and Dwarvish. Should have guessed. So we get Common, Dwarvish, and one other language. I'd want to work with my party to have some variety going on. Let's do Orc. Okay. Well, there was a cobbler. Maybe I should do Elvish because I make a lot of Elvish shoes. You can roleplay that up and have a lot of fun with it. So that takes care of our cobbler. Next up, we get to do our druid skills. So again, we scroll down to underneath the archetype abilities, which is a whole lot shorter for most of them. I just happened to choose one that's very complicated. Okay. And right in here we go. We get 2 from those. And I'll choose ones that we don't already have. Preferably ones that use wisdom, which we can tell by what's right in here. So animal handling makes sense. And let's also do a perception. And that covers those. So the final thing we need to do is our stats. So I already have the script stuck in the chat box. All I have to do is hit enter. You type this in normally. And if we click on it, it gives us the breakdown. And hopefully we don't have to take them in order, because we'd be in trouble having a 6 in wisdom. But if your game master lets you choose where they are, then you can select and move them around to what you would deem as a good fit. Wow, 2 18s. I'd love this character. Actually, let's stick the second 18 in there. Stick a 14 in dexterity. And then we have 2 11s and a 6. 6 there, 11 here, 11 here. Okay, and then we go to our ability score increase, which there should be 2 of these guys. Oh, that's from level 4. Okay, so we get a +2 to con from being a dwarf, and we get a +1 to strength, whoop-de-doo-dah, from being our archetype. And when we were choosing an archetype, we could have searched and found something that's good for wisdom by just going to that search box. But I want dark vision specifically, so I wasn't looking for a +2 wisdom, which would have been that. Or a +1 wisdom, which wouldn't have really done anything with those walls, which would have been those. Okay. So we now have that done, and we've increased our stats over here. Our character is now play ready. We can do everything from making a attack to casting a spell. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you all and have a great day.